I am officially in London. I got back super late last night, so I didn't actually finish the vlog. But I've made it to London, catching up with someone from Australia, one of my friends, just going to 180 House right now. We only got back at midnight last night from the airport. That was so nice. I just went for lunch with Sarah and Tessa, and it was so lovely. We chatted about everything from life, podcasting, work, going out on your own, but it was amazing because it was nice. They were from Australia, both so tan, so I need to work on my tan, and so lovely to catch up and on a random Wednesday, but it was really fun and nice to see them, so loved that. And now going back on the train to go back home. Made it back home, and now we are going to go and get a drink before this like author event tonight, which is exciting. We are now going to an evening at the library with two local authors, and funnily enough I actually read one of their books 2 years ago, and I've spoken to her on Instagram, which is funny. Weird how the world works in manifesting ways, but excited.
So yes, mother of all comebacks, same themes of women juggling everything, but in this particular story, the main character Becca is an empty nester, daughter's gone off to uni, she's really missing her and realising that she and her husband don't have as much in common without their daughter there to be a subject to talk about or occupy them. She gets made redundant at work and is facing ageism, trying to find another job. Her mum has a fall and needs looking after, so she's got all of this going on. She's lost all her identity with all her labels that she had, and is feeling invisible and very lost. And how does she come back from this?
My latest book, The Chalet Girl, written in another name. It's Jilly Cooper meets Jackie Collins via Dynasty in Dallas, which is basically my diet of the 1980s growing up.
So we just got back from going to the author evening, and these were the two authors. They have lots of other books, but these are the two I picked up. So the first one is Kathleen Wyman, who both of them are local authors, but Kathleen's books were hilarious. She was reading them out, and the whole audience was just dying laughing. The way they're told, like, let me just read the first line. It's kind of like a mother when her daughter is going off to uni and like leaving the nest, and it says, "Hi Sophie, I tried not to sound too eager or too grateful that my daughter, whom I'd given the gift of life to, had accepted my FaceTime call." Like, humorous, all about motherhood. Probably not what I would usually go for given I'm in my 20s, but I think funny concept and amazing humorous author. And then the other one, it looks like the movie The Chalet Girl, and I looked it up because I thought, oh, is it the same movie and author? It's not. This is under an alias because previously Zoe Fulbrig wrote a heap of books. I read one of them called 5 Days. It was amazing. Would recommend that one. And then now she's published under Victoria Prince, and this is the first book under that name called The Chalet Girl. Definitely romance. I think romance that is a bit spicy as well. She read out a excerpt that was funny and a little bit wild, but I'm excited to read very different books. Both seem really good though, and it was so interesting to hear how they're published. And like this one, she got published by Penguin. This one is self-published, but I think it's amazing because this is still just as good, and I think she is an incredible author, Kathleen is. So when I was thinking from like a business mindset, I was intrigued to how publishing works, and obviously have had a little bit of experience with Flight Books in my previous company doing publishing, and we got to do a lot of the experimentation and testing of like book covers and things. But it's so interesting when I think about like, how does a publisher choose an author or a book and like decide what's good and what's not? And they gave us a little bit of insight into that, and when they were talking about the publishing industry. But even thinking of like J.K. Rowling, and she was turned down by 12 publishers, I think, until Harry Potter was published. And I quote this in some of my talks because I'm like, it's fascinating. Like when you think about failure, J.K. Rowling could have stopped after 1 and she was like turned down by 1 and she could have given up, or even like 2 or 4 or 8, but she kept going until 12 publishers because she knew, and then she now has the best-selling book series in history. And I always think of like, how do you know when to keep going? Like, how do you know, for example, like if Kathleen wanted to get published and by like a publishing house, how many times do you keep going? How many do you go to? When do you stop? When do you like not give up on something? And that's in everything in life. And just curious of like how resilient people are. And I think that's why people succeed. Is not always that they're the best. It's that they're not only good, but they're also resilient in finding a way to make something happen. Like maybe someone else would have the best-selling book series in history if J.K. Rowling had just given up. And I think that's, if anything, from day 5, the motto in life is when you really, really deeply believe in something and the value of it or the importance of it, or that you want to make it happen, do anything you can to make it happen. I think unless there's a massive reason that tells you not to do it, think of J.K. Rowling, who went to 12 publishers and then became the best-selling book series in history, and think about why she did that and why you should keep going. Anyway, that is my 10 p.m. ramble of thoughts for the evening, and just thought, yeah, we should keep going towards our dreams or whatever we want to do. So I will see you tomorrow for day 6.